Hello there. Welcome to my favorite episode of the quarter. I absolutely love this. And today, I've only just realized that, hey, do you know what? I can share my screen. So for those lucky people who watch on LinkedIn, YouTube or whatever, you can see my whole screen. So this is what I have to put together for my quarterly meetings with other business owners at Dan Bradbury's. So here's page one for anyone, because it says January's here. It shouldn't really say January's. It should say October's, but I forgot to change it. So never mind. Right. So number one, I want to get across my business. And so people who don't know my business, and what I've got to do is here, I've got to show the homepage for the indoor self-storage, and then we show the outdoor self-storage as well. So that's page one. About Bever 24, company vision, company mission, 10-year target. Although, if I'm honest, I haven't updated these 10-year targets, 5-year vision, 3-year. I haven't done that for quite some time. So we can just forget about that and move on to number two. Culture. For me, culture in a business is really, really important. So I want us to be authentic, integrity, personal growth. That is incredible. If you want to progress with me in my business, you have to be involved in personal growth in some way, shape, or form. Obviously, passion, and then be kind, and then challenge others. I believe in challenging upwards. I believe that everybody in the company can challenge me. Everybody in the company can challenge Angela, the manager. They can bypass Angela and come to me if there's a problem, because otherwise there's a bottleneck. If every complaint and every issue has to go through Angela, then Angela, for her, not her own admission, but by human admission, that she's not going to tell me if a problem was with her. And equally, if somebody comes to James, the assistant manager, and says, I've got a problem with you, he's not going to tell Angela because he's the problem. And by the way, that's fictional. James and Angela, beautiful people, not the problem at all. And so I always say challenge upwards. You can always challenge upwards. All right, so there's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of my six things that are a part of our culture in the company. Balance sheet, so important. However, we're just having a look at this balance sheet again, because it might not be right. At the minute, my balance sheet is saying £312,000 on the balance sheet. Obviously, take that with a pinch of salt, because we're depreciating our fixed assets substantially at the minute. So just take that with a pinch of salt. However, we've got to keep an eye on these. Total creditors, 962,000. I borrowed another 200 grand on that. So it'll be just over £1 million. 1.1 million is my creditors. So there's all my creditors that I have got. So I have got a lot of creditors, a lot of friends and family. There's only one. There's one for, forget it. There's one from a bank, basically, and the rest are different finance companies, personal friends, etc. Right, so let's have a look in the good stuff then. Let's get down to it. Individual profit and loss for individual profit and loss for, it says both sites, but now there's 3 sites. So I need to change that headline. So 3 sites now, Stormore, Willoughby. We can see in this quarter, we took £211,109.92. Now, again, that, my friends, is incorrect. And I'll show you why it's incorrect, because the true period revenue doesn't measure up there. So again, we just need to double check that figure there. So I believe it's more like number 15 grand. So bear that in mind when you have a look at the profits, so that you can see all the costs there. They're all laid out beautifully well. You can see the rent, you can see the rates and water, you can see the podcast costs. Everything is itemized there. And if you're not doing management accounts on a monthly basis, then you are not, I'm sorry, a good business owner. And I say that because I wasn't a good business owner before, and I'm still learning all the time, by the way, but you must be doing management accounts every single month, because I can't describe to you how important it is, monthly management accounts, because there's no point in doing your accounts a year later. You've got 9 months to file your accounts as well. So you could be in effect 21 months behind. It is nuts. So you could be looking at data that's 21 months ago. What is the point of that? Where's the benefit? It is ridiculous. So you need to have monthly accounts. And the idea with monthly accounts is normally with your accountant, depending on who it is, how busy they are, etc., you will normally get these before the 20th of the month, the next month. So you're always on top of things. You can always go through the costs and see where, excuse me, you can see exactly what has been paid out, etc., and thinking, oh, do you know what? There's a bump in cost, there's a bump in cleaning, and I need to rectify that. I need to look into that. So that's why it's so important for so many reasons. So Willoughby, we made operating profit of £51,288 for the quarter. At Clough Road, you'll see that our revenue jumped from 24,000 the previous quarter to 43,000. However, you can see here on this line, itemized line for costs here, that in the previous quarter, the rent was nothing. The rent now was nearly £18,000. So the cost went from £20,423, from £1,257 to £20,423. So although we took more money, our operating profit was roughly the same, £23,428.72. Now let's have a look at Beverley. The gift that keeps on giving, a wonderful site, low costs, high turnover, well, high-ish turnover, high-ish profit, wonderful site. The profit there was £52,526.96. That was a bump from £29,876 the month before. Let's have a look at Willoughby as well, just quickly flying back up here. Yeah, you'll see that the profit on the previous quarter was 70,000. This quarter is 51,000. There's two reasons for that. The revenue is appearing to be lower than it should be, and also I paid £10,000 for a course. So £10,000 for just working with a guy called Jonathan J on a one-to-one basis. We're basically buying other self-storage facilities, and I'll document some part of it, but I can't document all of that because he's advised not to. And yeah, obviously I'll document what I can and what I feel comfortable with. But basically, every single self-storage owner in the UK will be getting a letter from me saying, "Can I buy your business, mate?" Not quite like that. They'll be a little bit more professional, but "Can I buy your business, mate?" is the essence of it. And just going back to the revenue here, because I don't want you to think, oh, he's lapsadaisical and says, oh, there's a £15,000 problem there. But the reason why it might not be is because might not be incorrect is because of the way we have a look at this data. So I compare true period revenue to this data here, the revenue data there, and it's not like for like. The parameters are slightly different. So there is a chance that it's a 7% difference. So there is a chance that the way it's been structured here, it will show the extra revenue in the next quarter. So there is a chance there. So it's just a way it works things out. So we're going to have a look into it just in case, because it's always better to be careful and safe than sorry and just overlook things, because you don't want to do that. Right, let's have a look. How many other people, by the way, will show their profit and loss? Like literally everything in the company. Combined profit and loss, you'll see here. We've got shed loads of expenses, and we made £91,751.47. That is after everything. And you'll see here that people are pausing this, having a look at it. Entertainment, 100% business, 296. Let's have a look. Health insurance, we now pay more health insurance and insurance costs for people. Let's have a look. There's a big one. The rent is a big one. Obviously, there's a big, nearly £18,000 increase. Yeah, and that's basically because of us starting to pay rent at Clough Road. Where's the one that I want to show you? I do want to show you one of them. Coaching consultancy. You can see that's £10,000 there. Oh, the tax. Where the hell is my tax? Don't know why I did that. Anyway, corporation tax. There it is. So you'll see that's including that. So it's 93,751. You'll see that includes £22,271.47 of corp tax. And you'll also see that the previous quarter, we're down from the previous quarter. It was 111,603 was the profit. However, just bear in mind that there is that anomaly with the takings. That's why. And also we've got £10,000 coaching and consultancy, and we've got an extra £2,200 in corporate, £4,200 in corp tax, an extra. So there's some substantial amounts that will not be in the next quarter. So expecting over 100,000. Profit and loss. Let's have a look. This is something I can't actually show you in here. And the reason I can't show you is nothing that I can hide. I just don't want to incriminate myself on this podcast when we get like 12,000 downloads, more than 12,000 downloads now a month, and I just don't want to incriminate myself to 12,000 people and say something, or So let's have a look. See if I can. There we go. I can move past that. Boom. Right. Yes. Mind you, I don't actually think there's anything incriminating here. Not incriminating, just something I don't want to put out into the wider wide world web and just put out there. Right, okay, so the numbering quarters, this is the bit that I love. This is the section that really gets my juices going. As you can see here, what we do is true period revenue. So true period revenue, people who don't know, is the way that Space Manager allocates revenue. So for example, if it does it in 28 days, so every 28 days there's an invoice, and so if there's 20 days in one month and then it crosses over to 8 days in the other month, it allocates that 8 days in the other month and 20 days in that month. And so it's a truest representation of money that you can get, the fairest way, I believe. And it doesn't really matter if it's true period revenue, cash or accrual. It doesn't really matter which way you do in the accountancy, as long as when you're comparing and contrasting that you use the same data. You can't use accrual accounting one month and then compare it to cash accounting the next month, because it's not the same metrics. And so they're slightly different. So we always use true period revenue just for ease, because it's so simple for us to do. We can run this report automatically, and when we get this report, and so you will see here, Q3 is in yellow, 2022. And for those of you who are seeing it, it doesn't matter because I'm going to explain the figures myself anyway to you guys. So Q3, 2022, we took here 224,000. This is at Stormore, Willoughby, and Beverley. We haven't got this data at Clough Road as yet, because we're using a different platform. We're using Stora for this platform, and we haven't got the reports. There's no reports available. I'm sure Stora will be the best software in the world for self-storage eventually. But obviously, they can't just go from zero to, best. It's got to go in increments. And so at the minute, we don't have this data on Stora. And it doesn't matter how many times I knock on Gavin's door and say, Gavin, I need this, because I'm just one customer, and Gavin rightly has to prioritize the larger scope of customers. Right, so in Q3 2022, we took 224,810. Forget the pence because it doesn't really matter. And the great thing is here, we can see straight away. So we are down on the year before by £1,968.65. So it automatically tells me how much we're down on the previous quarter, or up on the previous quarter and the previous year. They're the data points that I want to look at. I was over the moon with that. Because if you remember, Q3 2021, that was on the back of our highest occupancy ever, and the back of coronavirus. So the fact that we're only £2,000 down from Q3 2021 to Q3 2022 is quite frankly unbelievable. I am super happy with that. And if we look here, it's actually £6,177 higher than Q2. So our true period revenue in Q3 is higher than it was in Q2. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff, my man. Again, I'm sorry, I don't know where that come from. My man, what the? Shut up, Dean. £6,177 up. So really, really, really excited there. You can see all the other data as well. You can see that in Q4 2021, we took £221,171. I think we'll beat that. I actually think we'll beat that this next quarter. I'm really, really expecting us to beat that. And you'll see the big, big jump. I mean, in Q3 2021, just to let you see how good it was, we took obviously £226,779. You'll see that we're only 2,000 below that this Q3 in 2022. However, in 2020, so the previous year, there was a difference of 102,490. So we took an extra 102,000 in Q3 2021 than we did in Q3 2020. That was the impact of coronavirus and fucking good revenue management. I don't mind saying it. We excelled. We knew there was a problem for self-storage, and we was just inundated. As you know, we put everyone's price up by 20%. Everybody. We increased our prices 20%, and overnight, we took £14,000 a month extra. We really capitalized. When there's an opportunity, we have to capitalize, and it's supply and demand. Yes, we lost some customers, but as you can see, we gained 102,000 from a previous year's quarter, like for like, and the previous quarter from Q3 2021 compared to Q2 2021, it was £31,000 difference. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. So we're really capitalized. Beverley, the gift that keeps on giving. There's not a lot to say in Beverley. It's just a mature site. This, my friends, here is quite frankly what a mature site looks like. Very, very stable. You can predict exactly how much we are going to take on on a month-by-month basis, even week-by-week. It's so stable. This is why big pension funds, big companies, private equity, venture capitalists, this is why they all like self-storage, because when we get to this point, remember this site is over 10 years old now, it's just predictable, and there's a higher multiple for predictability. And especially recurring revenue and predictability merged together, you get a high multiple. But obviously not just one site. It's got to be a portfolio. So Q3 2022, we took £39,528. That was £854 higher than the previous year's Q3. So that again is really, really good, because that was during coronavirus. And again at Beverley, we put everyone's prices up. And it was £3,824 more than Q3 2021. So Q2 2022. So the previous quarter. So we increased nearly £4,000 from Q2 2022 to Q3 2022. The next quarter we increased £4,000. So that again is really, 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 really good. Absolutely phenomenal stuff there. I'm so happy. What we learned. So I basically put down what we learned here. Ultimately, it's a brilliant site. Small expenses this is Beverley, takes no time in running. 39k I put here. Revenue in Beverley was our second highest quarter of all time. That was really good. I put good quarter. This is a conclusion in whole. Good quarter, not outstanding, but solid. I do have to remember that last year we had a COVID bump, so I'm competing against that. Clough Road has been amazing for us, better than I could have ever expected. It'll be a £200,000 net profit site within 12 months. I think so. I never expected Q3 2022 to mirror the revenue from Q3 2021, but it has. So I'm extremely happy with revenue. This is what I've got to, by the way, document to other people. Let's have a look at what page am I on now? I'm on page 13. So page 13. Oh, yeah. Right. Quotes and conversions. This is fascinating again. And again, when you've got the data over a long period of time, you can look at trends, you can look at what's happening, and you can compare conversion rates. Absolutely wonderful stuff. So, Stormore, Q3 2022. Now, bear with me, it's hard, obviously, when I'm saying Q3 2022. All right, so Q3 2022, we took 451 quotes. Now, if we look for the previous Q3 2021, so the same time, but the year before, we took 794 quotes. So, it was maybe... it was less, wasn't it? It was obviously, without doubt, it was 350 less. However, you've got to remember that that was during coronavirus, and we've got 2 sites now in Hull. So before, everybody was just merging onto Willoughby. So Hull, self-storage, and we come up Stormore, right? And so we'd get everybody's quotes, but now they've been half, because some go through, because we've got 2 sides of Hull, some go through to Willoughby and some go through to Clough Road. So although it's saying that we're having less quotes, we've actually had more quotes because of the quotes we've had at Clough Road. But check this out. This is the most impressive thing for me. And this is why it's important to have a look at your numbers. 149 reservations. That's a 33% conversion rate. That is bananas. Last quarter, we had 432 quotes for 161 reservations, 37% conversion rate. So the last 2 quarters, and by the way, Q1 2022 was 521 quotes, 172 reservations, and 33% conversion rate. So the worst we've done in the 3 quarters we've had so far is a 33% conversion rate. And in the year before, in 2021, Q1 was 24.7% conversion rate. Q2 was 25% conversion rate. Q3 was 24% conversion rate. Q4 of 2021, was 34% conversion rate. So you amalgamate all them together, and we are so much higher conversion rates this year. And why? I've extensively looked into this. And the reason why is because the funnel was massive before. And by the way, when I say Q4 2021, that's because they included, did they include Clough Road? Let's pretend they didn't. All right. So the reason why the conversion was so good is because there's three reasons why people choose you. You're either location based, so it's all about the location for you, or it's price based, or it's the quality. And so there's three reasons. So at Stormore before, we was losing at least a third of our quotes, because the people who was doing a quote, but the other side of Hull, they was not going to come to us because of the location. But we fixed that problem. So every quote that we've got here for Willoughby has actually gone onto the website and said, right, want a quote, please? Right, put in your postcode. Right, here's the closest site. So you click Willoughby. We aren't getting them quotes from the other side of Hull anymore, because the other side of Hull are going to Clough Road, not to Willoughby. And so therefore, the conversion rates are going to be so much better, because we're not. So before we was getting people from all over Hull, and then we was filtering out the people who was too far away because of the location. And so therefore we was losing a substantial amount of those quotes. They was just flittering away. But now we're not. Now we've repaired that holy bucket, that holy funnel, because the location point of view has been solved. It is now either Willoughby or Clough Road. My wife's ringing me, tea's ready. So we've got to remember that's why conversions have shot up, because we have sorted out the holy bucket basically, and the people who, I feel like I need to explain this over and over again because I want people to get it, and I don't think I'm doing a good enough job explaining it, but hopefully you get the point that now we've solved. We're not losing people for location, or very, very few times that we're losing people for location. So therefore, your quotes and your quotes obviously go down, because we've got another site now, so they will all come through to Willoughby. Some will go through to Clough Road, but your conversions will substantially go up. Will go up because we're not losing out because of where we are, where we're situated, the location. So really important there. We've had 138 move-ins this quarter, and that's a conversion rate of 30.6%. 30.6% of quotes to move-ins. Incredible stuff. Do you remember we had that really, really poor August? Really poor. Hardly anybody moved in. Not hardly anybody, but we, was down. We still had 15,500 square foot moved in total to Stormore Willoughby, and we did lose. We had 15,665 square foot moved out. However, Q3 2021 was said to be really, really busy. This is why it's so important to look at quality figures, because if we listen to the noise of the outside world, it's doom and gloom and, oh my God, we're all going to be at the job queue because our companies are going to go bust because people can't afford self-storage. My data says bullshit. My data is suggesting that is absolutely fabricated, and everybody gets addicted to bad news. And why? Because we tend to watch the news more when there's bad news. When coronavirus first happened, what do? We all start watching the news. We all start watching Boris Johnson and the Three Stooges come out and tell us how bad coronavirus is, blah, 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 blah. People get addicted to that shit. And again, right now, we're addicted to bad news. However, if you look at the data, last year, Q3 2021, we was all so bullish about self-storage. How self-storage is doing amazing, blah, 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 blah. In that quarter, we took in 120 square foot more than we did this quarter. So a year on, 15,500 against 15,620 in 2021. Incredible. However, we moved out 15,665 this quarter, which meant we was down 165 on the quarter. Last year, Q3, we was down 625 square foot. So everybody was really bullish about the economy and bullish about self-storage last quarter when it was almost mirrored. But the only difference is we're 500 square foot better off. It's incredible. And so what we really need to do is take a step back, don't get emotional with what's happening in the world around us, and just look at the data. Let the data tell you a story. I nearly pulled out of such a good deal, and I'm not going to. I'm so happy that I can't wait to share it with you guys when I get it. Right, so let's have a look at more. Is there any more data I can show you? In Q2 2022, we brought in 13,095, and that meant that this Q3 was better than Q2. In Q1, it was actually our biggest quarter. It was 15,625, so it was another 125 square foot more for Q1 2022 than it was for Q3 2022. So interesting data, really. I love it. I love this shit. Let's have a look. Q4 2021 was a bad quarter. We was minus 2,265 square foot. That was a bad quarter. So on average, nearly 800 square foot down, well, 750 square foot down every quarter. Every month in the quarter for 2021. But at the minute, that's an average, by the way. At the minute, we are nearly 1,000 square foot up this September, so we're really doing really good. So I've just put some other details there. Move-ins. Let's have a look. I've just got my targets here. What I want to, I'll say. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's just telling you what I've got to then put down what I expected to happen and what happened. Let's see if I can quickly click on that. Yeah, I can. Obviously, I can, but I didn't know if there was anything there. Right. So financial targets. This is what This is what I was aiming for. So basically, I was aiming for 39,000 at Beverly take-ins, and we took 39,528. So tick. Will it be 231,000 on true paid revenue, including Gold Star rent? We took £231,060, including Gold Star rent. So we're £60 up. Clough Road, I wanted to take 48,000. We took 43,851. So Clough Road was a bit of a problem there. Let's have a look. 90 Days Rocks. Oh, damn it. I don't know. All right. So financial targets. I want to take in the next 90 days, next quarter, I want to take 41,000 at Beverly. So I just want it to be the best quarter ever. I think it will be. Willoughby, I want to take 232,000 rent, including Gold Star. Clough Road, I want to get to that 48,000. In total, I want to take a revenue on true paid revenue of 321,000. Net profit and loss, I want to be 120. There's something down there that I don't think I can share, but everything else, that's it, guys. So that's my quarter. I love analyzing these. As you can tell, I've been talking for 27 minutes. Yeah, I love it. I really, really enjoy talking about these quarterly figures. And I think that this is a lesson for every single business owner, that if it wasn't for these, I wouldn't be doing my next site, because I'd be listening to all the external noise and I wouldn't be looking at the internal figures. And that, my friends, is the biggest takeaway of this quarter, is to let the data and the numbers tell a story. Everything else is just noise. All right, my friends, I love you. I appreciate you. And I am going to try and stop this video. Pause. See you later. Bye-bye.